1. Dylan Shoemaker. In 2013, a tragic event unfolded in Springville, New York, involving 16-year-old Dylan Shoemaker. While babysitting his girlfriend's children, Shoemaker became overwhelmed by little Austin Smith's cries. In a shocking turn of events, he placed a pillow over the toddler's head and punched it to silence the noise. The result was devastating. Austin lost his life. Before the trial, Shoemaker planned to manipulate emotions, including crying and emphasizing his youth, inexperience, and anger issues to gain jury sympathy. However, the judge saw through his facade, labeling him a manipulator and deceiver. 2. Scott Dozier. Scott Dozier's case is indeed one of the most bizarre and tragic in recent memory. Facing first-degree murder charges in Nevada for a gruesome crime in 2002, Dozier orchestrated the killing of Jeremiah Miller, whose dismembered body was found in a Las Vegas hotel room. Despite delays and legal hurdles, Dozier remained committed to his wish for execution, consistently waiving appeals. In 2018, a judge approved an untested drug cocktail for his execution, which was initially set for November, but postponed due to legal issues. Tragically, in early 2019, at the age of 48, Scott Dozier was found dead in his cell in an apparent suicide, leaving his wish for execution unfulfilled. 3. Nicholas Cruz. Cruz was involved in a shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, where 17 people lost their lives and 17 others were injured. He was quickly arrested and later sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. During the sentencing, the families of the victims expressed their pain and anger towards Cruz for his actions. Despite an earlier incident where Cruz assaulted a guard, he appeared largely unaffected by their words. 4. Leonid Grazer. In 2019, Leonid Grazer gained notoriety for his involvement in a murder case intertwined with alleged Satanism. The police found Grazer stripped down, drawing satanic symbols in blood on his sister's body and his head. He was engaged in a ritual, attempting to invoke Satan and urging him to leave his body. During the court proceedings, Grazer showed a disturbing lack of remorse for his actions. He even attempted a bizarre escape through the ceiling of the courtroom. In 2019, an 18-year-old Grazer found himself in a glass-walled box at the Sherbinsky court, seemingly under the illusion that he could execute a sneaky getaway with everyone watching. However, vigilant police officers thwarted his attempt, grabbing his leg before he could vanish into the tiled ceiling. Despite managing to shake out of his trousers, the officers restrained him until backup arrived, ultimately using a taser to subdue him. 5. Christopher Teal. Christopher Teal, accused of a 2018 rape at a Ballard car dealership, caused a commotion during a competency hearing in King County Courtroom 1201. Teal, charged with a disturbing crime, shouted and advanced toward the judge. Law enforcement officers, who had previously handcuffed him for assaulting his then-former attorney 2 weeks earlier, swiftly surrounded him and tackled him to the ground. 6. Rashad Hawkins. This is Rashad Hawkins, a 33-year-old man from Tennessee who found himself in a serious predicament over unpaid child support, a significant legal matter. When a judge sentenced him to jail time, Rashad made a bold move. He escaped from the second floor of the Meigs County Sheriff's Office, leaping and fleeing like a character from an action-packed movie. 7. Tanner Jacobson. Meet Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard, two individuals facing a slew of charges in Washington state. During a court appearance in a Lewis County courtroom, Jacobson and Howard noticed an unusual lack of court officials while awaiting their case to be heard by District Court Judge R.W. Buzzard. Seizing what they believed to be an opportunity, they decided to make a daring escape. Despite being handcuffed, both men made a break for it. They sprinted out of the courtroom and down a flight of stairs. Judge Buzzard, surprisingly agile, quickly gave chase. He shed his robe and pursued them, racing down 4 flights of stairs. 8. Kamia Gamet. Accused of violently killing her boyfriend, Marcel Hill, out of jealousy, Gamet's case was marked by intense emotions and dramatic twists. Throughout the trial, Gamet's emotions ran high, often breaking down in tears as the details of the case unfolded. Despite her claims of self-defense, the jury ultimately found her guilty on multiple charges. 9. Ignacio Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a wealthy and influential individual, stood accused of the brutal murder of Maria Gomez, a housekeeper employed by his family. The prosecution presented compelling evidence, including DNA found at the crime scene and testimonies from witnesses, painting a damning picture against Rodriguez. Despite maintaining his innocence throughout the trial, Rodriguez was unable to sway the jury, who found him guilty. He was subsequently sentenced to life in prison. 10. Seth Welsh and his wife. In the case of Seth Welsh and his wife, their extreme religious beliefs and mistrust of medicine led them to ignore the needs of their 10-month-old daughter. They failed to provide her with the necessary medical care and nutrition, ultimately resulting in her tragic death from dehydration and malnutrition. That's the end of this video. Thanks for watching.